Somewhere beneath the dust of what is now Pakistan, lies a city that should not exist. Not because it is old, but because of what it was. Running water, flush toilets, sewage systems. A city of 50,000 people, living in planned neighborhoods, trading across continents, and bathing in public pools. At a time when most of humanity was sleeping in caves. The question is not how they built it. The question is, why did they disappear without a trace? In 1922, a British archaeologist named John Marshall sent a team to a low mound in the Sindh region of modern-day Pakistan. What they uncovered would rewrite human history. They called it Mohenjo-daro. In the local Sindhi language, it means one thing: mound of the dead. What they found beneath that mound was not the remains of a primitive settlement. It was a fully realized urban civilization nearly 5,000 years old, stretching across an area larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. We call it the Indus Valley Civilization. And at its height, it was the largest civilization on Earth, over 1 million people, more than 1,000 settlements, trading with Mesopotamia, Persia, and Central Asia. Yet almost nobody talks about it. Look at these streets. They're not random. They're not organic. They are engineered aligned to the cardinal directions, divided into blocks, with main roads stretching 12 feet wide. This is urban planning that wouldn't appear again in the Western world for another 3,000 years. Every brick in this city was made to the exact same ratio, 1 to 2 to 4. Not approximately. Exactly. Archaeologists have measured thousands of them. They don't vary. That kind of standardization requires something remarkable: a central authority, a system of weights and measures, and a population that followed it. Every single time. But perhaps the most astonishing feature of Mohenjo-daro is hidden beneath the streets. A complete sewage and drainage system. Every house was connected to it. Wastewater flowed out of homes, into covered street drains, and out of the city entirely. Archaeologists have found inspection holes in the channels so workers could enter and clean them. London wouldn't build anything comparable until 1865. And then there's this. The Great Bath. 12 meters long, 7 meters wide, sealed with bitumen to make it completely watertight. Surrounded by private changing rooms. Fed by its own well. Some historians believe it was used for religious ritual. Others think it was simply public hygiene. Either way, no other civilization on Earth had anything like it. The Indus Valley people had a written script. We know this because they left it everywhere, carved onto small stone seals, stamped into clay, marked onto pottery. Over 400 distinct symbols have been identified. We cannot read a single one of them. After a century of trying, using the best computational analysis, the best linguists in the world, the Indus script remains completely, utterly undeciphered. We don't know their language. We don't know their gods. We don't know the names of their kings. We don't even know if they had kings. Because unlike every other ancient civilization, the Indus Valley left behind no monuments to power. No massive tombs. No glorified rulers. No images of warriors in triumph. Their largest public buildings appear to be granaries and bathhouses. Some scholars believe this was a civilization built not around conquest or divine kingship, but around trade and community. A kind of ancient democracy, organized around commerce and cooperation. Whether that's true, we may never know. Around 1900 BCE, something happened. The cities emptied. Not all at once, but over 2 or 3 centuries, the great urban centers of the Indus Valley were slowly abandoned. People migrated east and south. The trade networks collapsed. The script stopped being used. And then, silence. What killed the Indus Valley civilization? The leading theory today points to climate. Centuries of drought. The rivers that fed the cities began to shift course or dry up entirely. The agricultural system that supported 1 million people collapsed under the weight of a changing world. But there is something deeply strange about how they left. No mass graves. No signs of invasion or war. No burned buildings, no broken walls, no evidence of violence on a civilizational scale. They simply packed up and walked away, leaving their perfectly engineered city to the dust. We tend to think of history as a straight line, humanity slowly climbing from primitive darkness toward modern civilization. But Mohenjo-daro tells a different story. It tells us that 5,000 years ago, there were people who looked at the world and said, "We can make this better. We can build something organized. Something clean. Something fair." And they did. We just don't know what they called it.